Thanks for clicking on this video. We are Drama Duo. If you haven't done it yet, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel.
We are watching The King Eternal Monarch, and today we will be discussing episode 9 and 10. In episode 9, time has stopped, and Lee Gon knows that Lee Lim has been back into the K-world. And if you guys remember from the previous episode, Lee Gon has a hold of the restaurant owner's phone. Then the phone rings and Lee Gon answers the phone and says that he's coming for Lee Lim. That was a really stupid move, and he should have just kept pretending
To be the restaurant guy, right?
Yeah, and
I know.
So then, they could just sneak attack them or something.
Yeah,
instead
or get
of
more information from Lee Lim about his master plan, right?
But I don't know what they were thinking of just having him reveal that he knows.
I think it would have been more beneficial if Lee Lim didn't know that Lee Gon knows.
Moving forward, we also find out that the Prime Minister was once married and she's divorced, and the inmate who was in jail that she visited is her ex-husband.
Before, we were questioning how did the Prime Minister get to where she's at? How does she climb up from being, how does she get that position when we know that she's from a poor family and she has a poor background. Here we find out that she married a really rich guy, and I think she put him in jail and betrayed him, put him in jail, and then she eventually was able to get the Prime Minister position. So you see that she's very, very ambitious, and she even confesses to her ex-husband that she wants to be queen.
Yep.
And I usually like ambitious female characters, but in this situation, I just don't like the Prime Minister. If you wanted fucking Lee Gon, you should have freaking seduced him and be more smart about it, But I feel like she was just really stupid, and she made it too obvious that she's just greedy and wants that queen title.
Another thing that happens in this episode is Unsop actually leaves the K-world with Lee Gon, so then Unsop and Jo Young switch places.
In this episode, we also learn a little bit more information about the land in between the two worlds. So we learn that time moves much, much slower, and that one day in the land in between equals about 2 months outside in the two worlds. So if you stay in the land in between, you probably won't even age. You probably don't age, which is, I think, hinting to us that it is how Lee Lim is still so young and freaking beautiful. Was Lee Lim living in the land in between? What do you think?
Maybe he was. That's why they couldn't really find him for a while,
So I did the math, and for Lee Lim to look the same like he did 25 years ago, he had to have stayed in the land between for about 5 months, which equals 25 years, if I did my math right. Lee Gong said that land is vast. He was I think he has been going around or just venturing in it, but because he comments I haven't reached the edge of that world yet. Or something. So it sounds like he has been trying to he has been traveling around in that area, which is why he knows that one whole day in that world equals 2 months. A very, 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 very important but confusing scene happens in this episode, and that is when Lee Gon is watching footages that Jo Young had on his laptop of Tae-ul when she was in SeaWorld and traveling around to Seoul. And so he was watching it, and he's like, oh, yeah, she's so pretty, I'm so in love with her, whatever. And then he comes upon a footage, a kind of weird footage, where he sees Tae-ul pass the bookstore, and there's that yo-yo boy there that's a bookstore, and she passes it, and then oddly and almost scary, the boy turns and looked directly at the camera, and then thunderstorm happened, and Lee Kong started having his lightning pain on his back, and then once he's able to recover from that, he watches the footage again, and like the boy is no longer looking directly at the camera, and he notices the date of the video, which is May 27th, 2022. So at this moment, you're like, what?
Yeah, it's like, what? Because they were in 2019, right?
Yeah. Since Lee Gon found the footages in Jo Young's laptop, what does that mean about Jo Young's character, right? Like, did Jo Young eventually go into the future and took that footage? Or what happened? Was it just black magic that happened during the thunderstorm? Right? In this scene, you know, it makes me question who and what is Yo-Yo Boy, right? Like, we see him look directly at the camera, you know, freaky. So what I think is that Yo-Yo Boy ain't human. He is something magical. And he's just like always randomly in front of the store. And it's weird because if he's always in front of the store, why does Lee Lim feel like he doesn't know the boy? You know, like Luna, she like goes see the boy at the bookstore. So why haven't Lee Lim found Luna yet too? At the end of episode 9, you see that it is New Year's and 2020 has come. And also time stopped. So here we know that Lee Lim has returned to the Sea World because, you know, before he was in the K World, and that's how he called Lee Gon, but now he's back in the Sea World. And then like the scene just jumps to Lee Gon being in the middle of the street with the crowd, and he's riding on his horse, and I think he's looking for Lee Lim in the middle of the crowd. And then, you know, we see Lee Lim. He's like in his like black trench coat or whatever. And freaking Lee Gon just freaking walk right past him. But then we get a flashback of Lee Gon searching through all the security footages and trying to like find Lee Lim, you know, because he knows that Lee Lim has been watching him and has been probably stalking him like a crazy freak person, you know. So he's watching and he can't find anything, and then it hits Lee Gon that holy shit, the reason why he couldn't find Lee Lim in any of these footages is because he has been looking for the wrong like person, like physical feature person, you know. He's like, oh my god, like what if Lee Lim isn't a 70-year-old dude, you know? What if Lee Lim is young because he has been staying in the land in between, you know? It jumps back to Lee Gon in the middle of the street, and you know, like he passes Lee Lim on his horse, but he pauses and turns back his horse, and
most dramatic scene ever.
Yeah, most dramatic scene ever. Lee Lim and Lee Gon are finally face to face with each other. Alright, let's get into episode 10 now. It cuts to a scene where we see Tae-ul in the bamboo forest. She is coincidentally just there waiting for Lee Gon, you know? And suddenly she sees a freaky red balloon pop out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's kind of freaky, man.
Dude,
they're
okay.
freaking trying to tell us that it is in that movie.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
Calm down here, Tae-ul.
I mean, like, everybody knows the red balloon stands for it, but apparently in this drama, you know, it means that it's from the land in between. Lee Gon, you know, comes out of the portal, I guess, and like he's riding his pony. He's like, "Oh my God, were you there waiting for me?" And she's like so emotional. She's like, I don't know why she's super emotional. She runs and hugs him. It feels like he's only been gone like 2 days, but I guess he must have been gone longer. That's why she's super emotional when he got back. How long has he been gone, right? Because they don't tell you. It's very unclear. And I had to like rethink about those scenes. I felt like how they edited those 3 scenes together, it was just very confusing.
The plot catches up to what happens in episode 9, and if you guys remember, Lee Gon was rushing to the bamboo forest to see if Lee Lim was there, and he realized that Lee Lim is actually not there. Then that's when I guess Lee Gon kind of realized that maybe there might be two different gates that they both are entering and leaving.
In the beginning, you see Lee Lim going through, going through the bamboo forest to get to the K world, So I'm just wondering, like, okay, so if they have two different gates, then, like what the hell is happening? Was he able to move his gate or whatever? Like, that's what I thought what was happening, like, that Lee Lim can move his gate.
Well, I kind of thought that maybe, like, because you know how the in-between land is, like you said before, a vast land. So maybe there's, like, multiple portals to, like, different areas of both of the worlds.
When Li Gong was watching the footages, I think magical whatever is trying to show him that, hey, this is the bookstore is the gate. Like, it's hinting at him. I feel like a magical force is hinting at him that, hey, the other gate is the bookstore. That's why they, like,
that's why there's that thunder.
Yeah, that's why they threw that little scary footage up to him. But that's what I think.
Now back to the beginning of the episode is when Li Gong is facing Li Lim, and I feel like this scene is kind of dumb because, like, Li Gong finally realized, okay, Li Lim is that dude right there. He's standing in front of me, and I have the choice to either, like, go after him or, like, leave him be. So then it felt like he was gonna, like, capture Li Lim, right?
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, like, bad guys, like, were just approaching Li Lim, like, his followers, and they got a hold of, like, two civilians, right? And then, like, they got slashed or whatever. Two people got injured, okay? Yeah. And freaking Li Gong just like, wait, don't make any move. Like, just let him be. I'm just like, what, dude? Just go after two people.
I know.
Got injured.
I mean, like, what the hell? Like, they let go of the hostages. You can shoot at them now.
Yeah, like, if I'll understand if, like, the whole group of people that was there got, like, freaking shot at or whatever, but they didn't. They only injured two people, so might as well just go after him.
It's not like they can't tell them apart because all of freaking Li Lim's little minions, they all, like, freaking coordinate each other. Like, they're all wearing black.
Yeah, they are.
Like, you can tell. What kind of planning was that? I don't know.
That was bad planning for sure.
That scene just did not make sense. Like,
yeah, they should have done something else about that.
Yeah. So you just got two people slashed up and Usopp shot,
Yeah. He got shot. He didn't die though. A major event that happened in this episode is when Li Lim goes and visit Prince Buyong. He was getting ready to, like, flee his place because the king Li Gong ordered him to be safe and stuff like that. But then unfortunately he wasn't moving fast enough, and he has to go grab a book. And like, who's sitting by his desk? Like, freaking Li Lim. He's sitting there, had freaking blood all over him, and then Prince Buyong's like, what the fuck? How did you get here so fast, And he's, like, calling for help, but then Li Lim's like, I killed all your men already. Like, like, nobody's gonna save you now. You're gonna die.
I really like his character.
Yeah, I did too. But, like, I guess they just had to kill him off.
I guess so.
But I was really sad. I didn't want him to die.
I know. Like, I think his character is so sad. Like, dude, like, he was the heir to the king. He like, his family can't even be in the same country as him, and like everybody wants him to turn against Li Gong, and he's always having to, like, tell Li Gong or show Li Gong his loyalty. Yeah. And I feel like Li Gong, like, never truly, like, trust him too.
At the end of this episode, we see that Li Gong and everyone else has attend Prince Buyong's funeral. So after the funeral, Li Gong goes and visit Taeul in the K world, and I think, like, at first I thought that Taeul was just seeing things because she missed the king so much that she's hallucinating. Yeah. But then I guess she wasn't. I was kind of confused. She sees Li Gong at the gate of her house or the building with flowers, and, like, he's like, oh, here's a flower for you, blah blah blah, and then, like, they, like, I guess had a moment where they kiss, and he's like, oh, I love you, Taeul. Yeah. And then he disappears after that kiss.
When I saw that scene, I interpreted it as either she's hallucinating the whole thing, or, I mean, like, he was really there, but then, like, just, like, the ending when he disappears, I think it's just, like, an artistic way how, like, they're showing that, like, like he has to return like so fast after he came to visit that like it feels like he just disappeared into thin air. So I think that's what they're just trying to show, but it doesn't feel like they've really had like a super romantic moment where they both really connected and like for her to react so like emotionally. But it just makes it as if like she thinks that he's gonna die or something and like he will never return. And that's why she's like always crying whenever you return. Our last question for you guys is, if you were in Tae-eul's shoes, would you leave your world and go to his world and be his queen? Or would you stay in your world and just break up with him? Or would you make him come live with you in your own world? So comment below and let us know what you would do. But first, we're gonna have C answer us that question.
I'd rather have him stay in my world because I don't think I can handle being a queen with all that pressure. Heck no. I mean, it's nice to be rich and all that stuff, but you have responsibility. You have to take care of your people.
Yeah.
And no, I don't want that life. I don't want like people like following behind me, paparazzi saying shit like, "Oh, the queen did this, the queen did that," blah 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 blah. You know, I'm like, hell no. I'm gonna stay in my world where I'm an ordinary person, and your ass, if you love me enough, you are staying in my world.
I would just freaking leave my world and be queen, cause you know, I'm all about that money, position, status. Yeah, and like, you know, and dude, like, how many times are you gonna get a king to love you, you know? So come on, like,
I suppose, but nah.
like, I would totally leave my world and to be with him and be his queen.
That's all we have for you guys today, so remember to like and subscribe and ring the bell for notifications for our new videos. Thank you for watching. Bye!